In the quiet town of Ravenwood, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there existed an air of mystery that hung in the air like an ancient secret waiting to be unraveled. It was a place where legends intertwined with reality, and the townsfolk spoke in hushed tones about the supernatural occurrences that had become an integral part of their lives. One such tale that sent shivers down the spines of the locals was the story of the ghost pilot. According to the town's elders, a phantom aviator roamed the skies, piloting an otherworldly aircraft that could only be glimpsed on moonlit nights. The ghostly plane, they said, emitted an ethereal glow, leaving trails of phosphorescent streaks across the inky canvas of the night. Captain Alex Mercer, a seasoned pilot with a reputation for his fearlessness, was assigned an overnight cargo flight that would take him over the enigmatic town of Ravenwood. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the airfield, Mercer prepared for the journey ahead. He meticulously went through the pre-flight checks, his mind focused on the task at hand. Little did Mercer know that this routine flight would thrust him into the heart of the supernatural, unraveling a series of events that would challenge his skepticism and push the boundaries of his understanding. The night was clear, the stars shimmering like diamonds against the velvety expanse of the cosmos. Mercer's plane sliced through the air with a gentle hum, leaving the world below bathed in an eerie glow from the moon. As he approached Ravenwood, he couldn't help but marvel at the tranquility that enveloped the town, unaware of the spectral presence that lurked in the heavens above. As the plane soared above the dense canopy of trees, Mercer felt a sudden chill in the cockpit. Unfazed, he attributed it to the altitude and adjusted his instruments. However, an inexplicable unease settled within him, a feeling that whispered of unseen forces at play. Just as Mercer began to dismiss his unease as mere imagination, a strange luminosity caught his eye. Glancing out of the cockpit window, he beheld a mesmerizing sight. A spectral aircraft, glowing with an otherworldly radiance, appeared beside him. It moved with an ethereal grace, defying the laws of aerodynamics. A shiver ran down Mercer's spine as he beheld the ghost pilot, a figure obscured by the eerie glow of the phantom plane. The apparition seemed to acknowledge Mercer's presence, its gaze fixed on him through the translucent visor of its aviator helmet. Unnerved but strangely captivated, Mercer hesitated before keying the radio. "Control, this is Captain Mercer. Do you read me? I've got an unidentified aircraft in close proximity. Over." Static filled the cockpit for a moment before a puzzled voice responded, "Captain Mercer, there's no other traffic reported in your vicinity. Are you sure everything's okay up there? Over." Mercer scanned the sky, the ghostly plane still accompanying him like a silent guardian. "Negative, Control. I've got visual contact with a strange aircraft. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Over." There was a pause on the radio before Control replied, "Captain Mercer, we're not picking up anything on radar. Are you sure you're all right? Over." Doubt crept into Mercer's mind, but the spectral aircraft persisted, its presence undeniably real. I don't know, Control. I can see it, clear as day. It's right here with me. Over." The radio fell silent, leaving Mercer alone with the enigmatic apparition. As he continued on his course, the ghost pilot matched his every move, a silent companion in the vastness of the night sky. Mercer couldn't shake the feeling that he was a part of something beyond his comprehension, a witness to a celestial dance between the living and the dead. As the night wore on, Mercer's initial trepidation gave way to a strange camaraderie with the ghostly aviator. The two aircraft moved in unison, as if bound by an invisible thread that connected the realms of the living and the supernatural. Mercer's rational mind struggled to make sense of the inexplicable, but the undeniable reality of the situation urged him to embrace the mysteries that unfolded before him. The ghost pilot, once a source of fear, now seemed to communicate with Mercer through ethereal gestures. The glow around the phantom plane pulsated in a rhythmic pattern, as if conveying a message that transcended language. Mercer, entranced by the surreal experience, responded in kind, adjusting his aircraft to mirror the ghostly dance. The townsfolk of Ravenwood, unaware of the celestial spectacle taking place above, slept soundly in their beds. Little did they know that their quiet town had become the stage for a supernatural encounter that defied the boundaries of the known world. As dawn approached, Mercer and the ghost pilot soared towards the first light of day, the spectral glow fading with the emergence of the sun. The apparition nodded towards Mercer, a silent farewell, before vanishing into the morning mist. Left alone in the waking sky, Mercer guided his plane towards the distant airfield, his mind ablaze with thoughts of the extraordinary night. Upon landing, Mercer was met by a perplexed ground crew, who had been unable to detect any unusual activity during his flight. Control, still baffled by the lack of radar evidence, questioned Mercer about the events that transpired in the night sky. Unable to provide a satisfactory explanation, Mercer could only recount the surreal encounter with the ghost pilot. News of Mercer's spectral flight spread like wildfire through Ravenwood, capturing the imagination of the townsfolk. Rumors and speculations circulated, intertwining with the ancient tales of the ghost pilot that had haunted the town for generations. Mercer, once a pragmatic and grounded individual, found himself grappling with the inexplicable, questioning the limits of reality and the mysteries that eluded scientific explanation. In the days that followed, Mercer became somewhat of a local legend in Ravenwood. The townsfolk, now convinced of the supernatural connection between the living and the spectral aviator, regarded him with a mixture of awe and reverence. Mercer, haunted by the memories of that fateful night, struggled to reconcile his rational mind with the ethereal experience that had forever altered the course of his life. As word of Mercer's encounter spread beyond Ravenwood, paranormal investigators and enthusiasts descended upon the town, eager to unravel the mysteries that veiled the ghost pilot. Skeptics dismissed the tale as a mere hallucination, attributing Mercer's experience to fatigue or stress. However, those who witnessed the spectral dance in the night sky could not deny the palpable energy that lingered in the air, defying the boundaries of logic and reason. Mercer, torn between the skepticism of the scientific community and the inexplicable truth etched in his memory, embarked on a journey of self-discovery. The ghost pilot, it seemed, had left an indelible mark on his soul, a reminder that the universe held secrets beyond the grasp of human understanding. In the heart of Ravenwood, where legends and reality converged, the townsfolk continued to gaze at the night sky with a sense of wonder. The ghost pilot, though elusive, had become an enduring symbol of the town's mystical allure, a guardian of the eternal skies that cradled the enigmatic secrets of the universe. As Mercer grappled with the dichotomy of his rational mind and the inexplicable truth that unfolded above Ravenwood, he couldn't help but wonder if the boundaries between the living and the supernatural were more porous than anyone dared to imagine. The ghost pilot, a silent companion in the vast expanse of the night, remained an eternal enigma, a spectral aviator whose presence transcended the limits of mortal understanding. Story 2. The wind howled through the desolate landscape, carrying with it the secrets of a forgotten era. The abandoned airfield stood as a silent witness to the passage of time, its cracked tarmac and rusted hangars echoing tales of bygone glory. Among the relics of aviation history, one tale stood out, the ghost incident with pilot. The year was 1978, and Captain James Mercer, a seasoned pilot with a reputation for navigating the most treacherous skies, was assigned a routine cargo flight. His destination, an isolated research facility nestled in the heart of the mountains. Little did he know that this seemingly ordinary flight would become etched in the annals of aviation history. As Captain Mercer prepared for takeoff, an eerie stillness enveloped the airfield. The ground crew moved with a sense of urgency, their eyes betraying a hint of unease. Rumors of strange occurrences had circulated among the maintenance crews for weeks, tales of shadowy figures and disembodied whispers echoing through the corridors of the abandoned hangars. Undeterred by the whispers, Captain Mercer taxied the aircraft to the runway. The cargo hold was filled with a mysterious payload, the details of which were known only to a select few. The plane ascended into the leaden skies, leaving the airfield behind like a forgotten relic. The flight proceeded uneventfully for the first few hours. The cockpit was bathed in the warm glow of instrument panels, and the monotony of the flight lulled Captain Mercer into a state of calm. However, as the plane approached the mountainous region, an inexplicable turbulence disrupted the tranquility. The aircraft jolted violently, shaking Captain Mercer from his reverie. He scanned the instrument panel for any signs of trouble but found none. The turbulence intensified, and strange whispers seemed to emanate from the very fabric of the plane. The radio crackled to life, emitting a static-laden voice that sent shivers down the pilot's spine. "Captain Mercer, can you hear us?" the voice whispered, its tone hauntingly familiar. A chill ran down Mercer's spine as he recognized the voice of his co-pilot, who had mysteriously disappeared on a routine flight months earlier. He hesitated, gripping the controls with sweaty palms. The whispers continued, each word laden with an otherworldly weight. "Turn back, Captain. Turn back before it's too late." Ignoring the spectral warning, Captain Mercer pressed on. The mountain peaks loomed ahead, their jagged edges obscured by thick clouds. The whispers grew more insistent, a cacophony of ethereal voices pleading with him to change course. Mercer wrestled with his instincts, torn between the rationality of his training and the unsettling presence that enveloped the cockpit. Suddenly, the radio crackled again, this time emitting a series of cryptic coordinates. The whispers intensified, guiding Mercer through the labyrinthine clouds with an uncanny precision. As the aircraft descended, the mountain peaks gave way to a hidden valley, its secrets shrouded in mist. The cargo hold emitted an otherworldly glow as Captain Mercer landed the plane on an abandoned airstrip nestled within the valley. The whispers ceased, leaving behind an unsettling silence. Mercer cautiously disembarked, his senses heightened by a mixture of trepidation and curiosity. The valley seemed frozen in time, a relic of an era long forgotten. Abandoned buildings stood like silent sentinels, and the echoes of a bygone civilization resonated through the eerie stillness. The cargo hold revealed its enigmatic payload, a collection of artifacts, each radiating an otherworldly energy. As Captain Mercer explored the desolate landscape, he stumbled upon the remnants of a once thriving research facility. Decaying documents hinted at experiments involving the manipulation of time and space, with the goal of unlocking the mysteries of the universe. It became apparent that the cargo he transported held the key to these experiments. The more Mercer delved into the facility's records, the clearer the connection between the ghostly whispers and the experiments became. The spectral warnings were echoes from another timeline, desperate pleas to avert a catastrophic event. The coordinates provided by the ethereal voices guided Mercer to a crucial moment in the facility's history, a moment when the fabric of reality hung in the balance. In an abandoned laboratory, Mercer discovered a malfunctioning temporal device. The device, meant to manipulate the very fabric of time, had unleashed a ripple effect, trapping the souls of those involved in the experiments within a timeless limbo. The whispers were the remnants of those lost souls, reaching out across the temporal divide. Driven by a sense of responsibility, Captain Mercer resolved to correct the timeline and release the trapped souls. Guided by the coordinates and the voices of his spectral companions, he meticulously recalibrated the temporal device. The air crackled with energy as reality itself seemed to warp and twist. As the temporal anomaly dissipated, the valley underwent a profound transformation. The abandoned structures were replaced by a flourishing landscape, and the once silent airstrip now hummed with the activity of a thriving community. Captain Mercer had successfully rewritten history, freeing the trapped souls and altering the course of the mysterious experiments. With a heavy heart, Mercer prepared to depart from the restored valley. The whispers returned, but this time they were filled with gratitude and relief. The ethereal voices expressed their thanks, their spectral echoes fading into the distance. As the aircraft ascended into the skies, the valley below shimmered with an otherworldly light, a testament to the pilot who bridged the gap between the living and the lost. Back at the airfield, Captain Mercer landed with a profound sense of accomplishment. The ground crew, once plagued by whispers and shadows, watched in awe as the pilot emerged from the cockpit. The tales of the ghost incident with the pilot spread like wildfire, becoming a legendary story among aviation circles. In the years that followed, Captain Mercer became a revered figure in the aviation community. The mysterious cargo flight and the spectral voices that guided him became the stuff of legend, a testament to the thin veil between reality and the unknown. The abandoned airfield, once haunted by whispers and shadows, now stood as a reminder of the pilot who dared to defy the boundaries of time. As for Captain Mercer, he carried the memories of that fateful flight with him throughout his career. The whispers in the clouds became a part of his legacy, a tale of courage, mystery, and the enduring connection between the living and the spectral echoes of the past.